I was in a car accident and had my shoulders injured. And just end of the December, I developed serious pain in my arms. So we went to the Cortolucci Hospital in Wuhan, wearing fresh N95 mask. We were informed that they have to be removed, and we were supplied with this mask. At that time, I didn't realize the difference between what we were wearing and what they gave us. I comply, assuming, as most people would, that the hospital would know what they are doing. I have learned subsequently from various people that what they gave me is not N95. It only stopped about 50% of virus at best. According to the CBC, even that mask is not meant at all to protect me. I was shocked to learn this. I cannot imagine that hospital would place me in danger like that. On the third day of my stay at hospital, I was retested and surprised. Not only did I have a COVID, but they said I had a mild case of pneumonia. After I was released from hospital, I have spoken to many people, friends, colleagues, only to learn and get some good education. They are doing this at every hospital, not just this hospital. Why on earth would they do that?
Here we have a port-account machine. Medics and qualified test fitters use this machine to test fit masks. It can measure just how well a mask works, or what kind of protection a mask is providing you. There are two hoses attached. One is measuring the dust or the ambient particles on the inside of the mask. The other one is measuring the particles on the outside of the mask. We insert a probe through. Start with a standard 3-ply mask. The fitter will be able to, in a minute, tell us what the fit factor is. Scores will range from 1, which would be very bad, to 100 is required for an N95, all the way up to 200 or 200 plus, which is the highest score you can obtain. The lower the score, the fewer particles the mask is stopping. So you'd want a mask with a fit factor of at least 100 or better. A score of 200, again, is the best.
So we're going to start you with is a standard 3-ply surgical mask. Okay. And we're just going to have you put that on and just let the machine tell us what kind of protection from the ambient particles in the room that you're getting. Okay. So what we're staying at for now is a fit factor of 1, 2, somewhere in that range, which is the lowest fit factor the machine can give you.
Here on the 3-ply surgical mask is a fit factor between 1 and 2, or very little protection.
So we're going to see what kind of results we get with a FN508. Okay. And once it's done calibrating, we'll see what kind of protection this mask is offering. Okay. It is showing us a fit factor of 200 plus, which is the highest fit factor that the machine can show. What that basically implies is that this 508 mask is giving you the best protection it can give you against both the particles in the room around you, as well as protecting others from anything you may be exhaling. Okay. Okay, cool.
FN N95 508 and has a fit factor of 200 plus. Excellent protection.
So different masks are going to be given a different fit factor score. So as you can see on the screen here, using your regular 3-ply surgical mask, it's showing you have a fit factor of 1. The minimum passing score for the port account is going to be 100.
On the 3-ply surgical mask, as you've just heard, she scored a 1. That is a very poor score. She tried then a large 510 mask.
Yeah, I can tell just by looking.
As you can see here, she is much better suited for the FN N95 510 small.
As you can see here, the fit factor on it is showing significantly higher than when we first tried the 3-ply surgical. That we're holding ranging anywhere from 180 to 200 on the fit factor. The machine's indicating that it's blocking a high amount of the particles in the air, which could include particles that would contain viruses. As when the 3-ply surgical mask, the 1 or 2 to 5 fit factor score indicates that it's only blocking approximately 10 to 20% of the incoming particles.
And with the smaller mask, she has a score of 200 plus. Excellent protection.
So what you're wearing right now is a 3-ply surgical mask, okay? And what this machine is showing is, through measuring the fit factor, showing you have a fit factor of 2.
Okay.
It's protecting you from a very low number of particles in the air, and that's what the machine is testing for. And now what we're going to try is what we call an Earloop N95. So if you can take that mask off for me. And then as well, we just want to hold up the tube because it can impact the test by pulling on the mask directly, okay? So what we're seeing here is the machine showing a fit factor of approximately 100 to 200, which is indicating that the mask is preventing a high number of particles from moving into it from the outside world, whereas the surgical 3-ply mask previously tested shows a fit factor of approximately 1 to 5. We're going to have the machine here show us what kind of protection that provides for you. I'm just going to hold the hose up so it doesn't pull the mask down. All right, and just give the nose a really good pinch. Okay, so we're getting a fit factor sitting around 3 or 4, which is of the much lower end of the numbers. So we're going to get you to take that one off. And what we're going to try now is a N95 508 Earloop mask. And we'll see what kind of protection the machine says this provides for you. Level out a touch. I don't know where it'll level out, but I feel like we can get it to level out. It's kind of fluctuating a little bit around 200 plus. And what that basically means is that's the highest fit factor score the machine can offer you. So the implication being that the mask is doing as good of a job as it can do to protect you from the environment that you're in, as well as protecting others from whatever you may be carrying with you in that instance, okay? So what this is what we call a 3-ply surgical mask. So we're just going to get you to put that on. This is what people typically wear in public to give preventative measures for COVID-19 and other infectious viruses. So what we're showing here on the screen is a fit factor of 2. Okay, and what that basically means is the machine's telling me that that is protecting you in a very low amount from every particulate out in your environment right now, okay? So this is an N95 mask with ear loops. So hold on to that just about where my hand is. Okay. So currently the machine is showing that you have a fit factor ranging from anywhere from 180 to 200 plus. 200 plus being the highest fit factor rating the machine can give you. This is a 3-ply surgical mask. We're going to start with that, just to see how the machine shows that it provides you with protection. Okay. So showing your fit factor kind of settling in around 4 to 6. And what that basically implies is that it's one of the lower numbers of protection in regards to protecting you from the particles in the air around you in your current location. N95 508 with the ear loops. And I'm going to get you to put that on, and then once the machine calibrates for that mask, we'll see what kind of protection that shows that you have. Like that, they just don't have the, weird as it sounds, you don't have the face for it. All right, now that you got it up there, let go. And we'll see what kind of numbers it stays up at, hopefully, for a moment there. So now that the machine is showing with that mask, you're at a 200 plus on your fit factor, which is the highest the machine can actually give you. And basically what that means is not only is it protecting others in the room from you, it's also protecting you better than the 3-ply surgical mask from the particles in the room that you're in. So it just offers overall better protection compared to a surgical 3-ply. So this is a 3-ply surgical mask.
Mm-hmm.
What I want you to do is just try this on. I'm going to hold the tube just so it doesn't pull on the mask too much. Okay? And then get it pinched around the nose nicely. go. And what the machine here is going to show is what we call a fit factor, and it's showing you your fit factor is 1. And what that means is that it's protecting you from a very small amount of particles in the room right now. And then what we're going to try now is what we call an N95 with ear loops, okay? Okay. And we'll see what kind of results we can get for you with this mask. I think what we'll do is we'll switch to the smaller version of that mask. It's quite small though. Okay. So as you can see on the screen here, we're getting a bit of a fluctuation, somewhere between 180 and 200 plus as a fit factor. And what that indicates is it's giving you a much higher level of protection from the particles in the room than the 3-ply surgical mask we tried previously. Okay. And basically what we're doing is just letting the machine show us what kind of protection that's providing.
Pinch it.
Yep, pinch it. Okay. So after letting the machine measure for a few seconds, it's showing a fit factor of 1, which is essentially just indicating that it's one of the lowest forms of protection that the mask can provide for you. Recalibrating again, which is perfect timing because we're going to get you to take that one off. And now we're going to try one of the N95 510s with the ear loops, and we're going to see what sort of protection the machine indicates that this does for you, okay? Right now the machine's showing a fit factor score of 200 plus, just fluctuating mildly, but essentially what that indicates is that it's the highest level of protection the machine can show that it's giving you, which means the mask is protecting you from the ambient particles in the room that we're in, as well as protecting others from you as well. So this is what we call a standard 3-ply surgical mask. Yep. Okay, so I'm just going to get you to throw that on. I'm just going to hold on to the tube so the weight of the tube doesn't pull the mask off your face. Okay, so the machine currently is showing a fit factor of 3. To give you some reference point for that, it's among the lowest percentage of particle protection. What that basically means is that the machine knows that some particles are getting in the sides and the top, give you an N95 Earloop mask, and we're going to see what kind of numbers show up on the machine for this one.
Okay.
Okay. So it's sitting anywhere between 75 to 100, 110 is on the higher end. So we're just going to try a different size quickly. So now we're trying the N95 508 with the ear loops, and the machine's just going to calibrate and it'll give us a fit factor number momentarily. Okay. Now what we're seeing on the machine here is a 200 plus score, which signifies a very high level of protection from the particulates in the room you're in for yourself. The 200 plus fit factor score is also the highest score that the port-account machine will show. I'm just going to have you put this on, just so it can show us what kind of protection on the machine that this is going to give you. There you go. Perfect. And so the machine's showing a fit factor of anywhere from 10 to 15, which is actually quite high for a surgical mask. It's unusual. We got it to show a fit factor of 200 plus, which is the highest the machine can give you. What that basically means is that not only are you protected from all of the ambient particles in the room that you're in, but it also means that everybody around you is protected from anything that you may be carrying. So what we're going to start with here is a 3-ply surgical mask. Alright, just give it a nice pinch around the nose. We'll give the machine a second to catch up with the change. 7.5. That's actually higher than some. Okay, and basically what we're showing here is the machine's giving us a reading of anywhere between 5 to 10 as a fit factor. Basically what that implies is when it comes to protecting you from the ambient particles in the room, that's on the lower end of the protection. And then what we're going to switch to here is the N95 510 Earloop mask. Alright, 200 plus. It also implies that not only is others protected from anything you may have, you're also protected now from the ambient particles in the room. So using our fit test machine, the porta count today, we were able to display some differences between the protection of a 3-ply surgical mask and how that protects you from your environment versus N95 quality masks and how they protect you from your environment. The mask does need to be fitted correctly to your face to become as optimal as possible. And as well as making sure that there is no creases and folds in the mask when it fits onto your face to provide the best protection it can for you. So N95 is going to be the superior protection that you're going to get compared to a 3-ply surgical mask, as it fits better to your face, it filters out particles more efficiently, and overall protects you from your environment that could contain any sort of infectious particles that you would be worried about.
These are Earloop N95 masks versus 3-ply surgical masks. You can see the massive difference between the two. These N95 masks are made and manufactured right here in Ontario by FNPI and Dent-X Canada. Thank you for buying from Ontario owned and operated businesses. Please like, share, subscribe. The more you do, the more others will be able to make an informed decision. Thank you. Miigwech.